Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Joining me today is my co-host, Kelsey, Cody, and Brandon. He's back. This is Brandon's Welcome Back episode. I'm just going to have to make that the title. The Welcome Back Brandon episode. Because he's here before he leaves us again. He's here.
For who knows how long. Don't leave.
He's here. But before we jump into anything, I was reminded about a specific topic I wanted to talk about on the podcast. Because I had the issue happen literally after we got done with the last podcast. So, who here drives a car? All four of us, right? We all drive. We all are licensed to drive. We all have license. We're good to go.
If you want to be technical, I don't drive a car. I drive a hatchback.
Whatever.
It's kind of like a cross between a car and an SUV.
So, we all drive a motor vehicle of some sort. Anyways, so I feel that we should be able to just hit pedestrians. We should be able to just hit pedestrians and there not be any issue with that. If they're in the wrong. It has gotten to the point, especially downtown Madison, where pedestrians just think they run the fucking street because they're pedestrians and they know you don't want to hit them. Like whenever it literally says you can't walk and they look and they just start walking out, fuck that. That is on them. That is on them. There should be cameras at all fucking intersections so they can see the goddamn, was the walking man on or was it the you don't fucking walk or you're gonna hit by a car? Because that should happen. That's why that handset stop. It's like, hey, you could get hit by a car. So therefore, if they get hit by a car while that's happening, that's their fault. That's their fault.
So, Chris, I think sometimes it's important to be able to put a face to these issues and to be able to talk about them, like not in an abstract, but in a very real sense, right? Between two people. Yeah. So anytime I've lived in a like fully urban area, I jaywalk constantly.
See,
I am very rude to drivers, and I am just tempting them to bump me at 20 miles an hour. Like every single time, I am like that annoying person that's just like, I got enough time to make it across. They'll slow down.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And then guess what? Whenever motherfuckers start getting hit, you'll quit that shit. And then everything will be right. But right now, it's not right because you feel that you can do that. And you feel if you get hit, you're in the right because you're a pedestrian. You're not in the vehicle.
You shouldn't be driving your car around a area with that much foot traffic. Shouldn't even be roads. Stop driving your car.
You should be able to hit pedestrians. We need to open this law up. You need to open this law up.
I am not on Chris's side.
I am 100% on the side. If they're in the wrong, cool. If you're in the wrong, you're a dick. But if they're in the wrong, they're a dick. That's how it works.
I'll do this if there's like a global leaderboard of the most kills.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Hey, you know that shit though in China, they fucking pumped up the fucking if you run somebody over in China, you are literally responsible for their medical bills basically for the rest of their life because you can't prove that their fucking future shit that they're having isn't related to the fucking vehicle that you hit them
That's
with.
because they had so many issues with people hitting people and leaving them behind.
Right. Now, people literally are hitting people and versus leaving them behind, they're turning back around and running them over and then killing them. Because then they don't have to pay for those medical bills.
Oh my god.
So the problem got worse by putting that into effect because now people are just making sure they die.
Chris, if you cannot handle the stress of driving with people walking near your car, get in a bus, stop driving your car. Every time I've lived in an area where I want to be walking around on the street, I'm like, nope, these cars should not be here. You guys park someplace and walk into here. Stop driving through the middle of downtown. What's the matter with you?
There's fucking streets for.
And if you are driving through the middle of town, go slow.
No, there's a speed limit. I'm driving the speed limit. That's fine.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be 30. Were you driving the speed limit? Really? Were you driving 20 downtown?
I guarantee you I'm driving the speed limit downtown. How many cops and shit there are? I guarantee you I'm driving the speed limit downtown.
Not
outside? Absolutely not. It's not even fucking, and not even, well, let me rephrase that. Speed limit to me is 5 over the speed limit. That's the speed limit.
Well,
And that's
That is the
because-
speed. That is the speed
That's
limit.
because if you get pulled over by a cop, you can easily talk your way out of that. Now, if it's like 10, that's a little harder to do. But 5,
That's like on
you
the
can talk out
interstate.
of that. Yeah. 10, you can possibly get away with that on the interstate. Anything over that, and you're just getting fucking booked.
just stay on the interstate and it'll be fine.
No,
you know?
that's not how that works, dude. There's fucking roads for a reason. I understand that people are walking. Some people are poor and they can't fucking afford a car, so they have to walk. That's fine. That's not the point here, though. There are plenty of people who do what they're supposed to do walking, and there's plenty of people who do what they're supposed to do whenever they're riding their fucking bikes. Those people are fine. It's the assholes like you who think that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do on the goddamn road.
I do whatever I want to
that
do as
you
long as
don't
I'm not
own
a
the
car.
fucking road. There are things on the road that will fucking destroy you. And
If I'm
maybe,
on a bike, I'm also pretty
maybe
bad.
it's time for you motherfuckers to be reminded of that. Maybe it's time that we start lifting these laws a little bit
Nah.
and put shit in place to make sure that these drivers are okay whenever your dumbass decides that I'm gonna fucking make it, even though I know I can't, but I don't want to wait like I'm supposed to do. Because
I would agree with you if we were talking about walking across the interstate. Like, okay,
But that's illegal.
it's like a train track
It's
at that
literally
point.
illegal though to walk across the interstate.
That's what I'm saying. I would agree with you in that case. But if we're talking
But it's also
about...
illegal to jaywalk. But you
Yeah,
guys
but
don't
who's
care.
getting a ticket
But-
for that?
Exactly,
Cody,
that's
Cody,
the
Cody,
problem. We need to be fucking rushing it down on this shit.
If
I'm
you're
done.
if you're driving downtown and the light's green, and you know how some people just kind of like nobody pays attention 100% on the road. Some people like kind of zone out whenever like, all right, the light's green, and you're just like cruising. If you stop paying attention for a little bit and not expecting somebody to walk because they're not supposed to, and you hit them, are you gonna get mad about it? Or are you gonna be like, oh, he's cool, he was just trying to get across the street?
No, he was cool. He was just trying to get across
Get
the
the
street.
fuck
No,
outta
I'd be
here, dude.
furious. I'd be furious, like motherfucker, you ain't supposed to walk.
If you're driving in a downtown area, you have to expect someone to just be walking right across the street in front.
That's the dumbest shit I heard in my life.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's the
That's the-
nature
that's
of
the
it.
dumbest shit I heard in my life.
That's like expecting somebody to run a red light.
I do expect people to run red lights. That's why
That's
I'm
why you
cautious
look both
approaching an
way.
intersection.
No. Whenever I'm at a green, if I'm at an intersection, light goes green, I'll look really quick and then I'll go. I'm not going,
So
oh fuck, really slow.
no, so you do look.
Oh fuck.
You
real slow.
look. That's the
Yes,
point.
no, but
Yeah.
no, I mean like whenever you're walking, it's different. When you're walking, it's different. You're making sure like the car's gonna slow down, whatever it's that. Fucking, if a car's fucking flying, dude, you can see that shit coming. But like, it's just different. It's different. Like I don't know. It's different. You like if this happens, like let's just say the same day somebody gets hit walking across like a no crosswalk, whatever, like the fucking no walk thing, and then somebody runs a red light. The person that's gonna walk across the street is not gonna get the fucking repercussions of that like car guy.
Yeah,
He's not.
exactly. That's an issue. That is an issue. If someone walks when they're not supposed to and they get hit by a car, the driver's at fault. That's an issue.
Yeah.
That is 100% an issue.
But then if somebody
100%.
runs a red light, that guy that ran the red light gets in trouble, not the guy walking. Because nobody, I don't know, fucking, because people kept bitching about it, because fucking jaywalkers and cops like, hey, come here, asshole, let me fucking search your ass real quick, and they find some fucking drugs, and they get fucked for jaywalking. But like, I don't know.
I was with you.
There was
and
a
then you
hard
lost me.
turn there. Did you notice
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, like we were talking about drugs and hitting people with cars. I'm sorry, we were talking about hitting people with cars and jaywalking, and then you started talking about drugs and all this other shit. Like, I don't even.
I mean, that's how it happens.
I-
Routine fucking traffic stops. Fucking asshole has drugs on him. They get busted. Something that could have been normal
Oh,
if
so
he
you're
didn't
saying
have
that
drugs.
should happen to jaywalkers too?
Yes.
Like, you're walking suspicious. Get over here.
I mean, that is suspicious. Why are you jaywalking? I'm gonna search you real quick. Why do you have a fucking gun in your pocket? You're going to jail, buddy.
Because it's Texas.
I like the chain of events that just happened right there. That was pretty great.
It happens. It happens. What do you mean? It happens. Like fucking motherfuckers that fucking rob gas station shit. Guaranteed they jaywalk. Guaranteed. They're not gonna go all. They're not gonna. If they live right across the street from a convenience store, they're not gonna go all the way. They're not gonna walk all the way to the end of the road.
best part
to
about
fucking
this,
cross the
No,
street.
but neither
The
have
best-
I.
the
I just
best-
walked straight across.
the best part of this is, well, and that's another thing, is that, and especially downtown Madison, they don't even cross where they're supposed to.
No, why would you?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
No.
This is the issue. This is the issue. And the part that pisses me off the most, right now is that Brandon's on my side. Cody's just being a dick right now. And Kelsey, the only person that has the fucking boring fucking hobbies in life to watch Supreme Court podcast and shit, who should be on my side as far as the right of law, is just like, no, I don't agree. I'm just gonna sit
I
back.
actually haven't said shit about this.
Walking to like restaurants and grocery stores. Like, have you ever like lived in an area like that though? Like where you like walked everywhere all the time?
Have I ever lived in an area where I had to walk everywhere all the time? I did that all the
No.
time as a kid.
I didn't have to. I just did because it was like easier to walk. Like I lived in a neighborhood where there was stuff. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
Sure. Wait, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, if you ever lived in an area where you consistently walked through an like urban-ish area, right?
Yes.
And you used every crosswalk and only crossed when it was the walk light every time.
because I didn't want to get hit by a fucking car.
That is bananas.
That fear should be in every pedestrian's mind.
Even I do that.
Even the
No,
moment you
no way.
put your fucking foot on the pavement, you should be terrified of getting hit by a fucking vehicle.
Nah.
And the
nah.
fact
Cars
that
should be terrified of
nobody-
hitting me.
Exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem. And there are so many people that think exactly like that, and that's wrong. That's it.
Nope.
That's why I said we need
I totally
to look a little bit. We need to start
on the
hitting
other
some
side.
asses with some bumpers, and then y'all motherfuckers will respect the rules of the road the way it should be, which is you cross at a fucking crosswalk and you wait your goddamn turn. Easy, simple, done. You run a red light while you're walking, you're getting hit. Clip, son. Clip.
Can I tell
done.
you who I
I
wanted
will be
to
the
get
first
hit by,
person
though?
behind the fucking wheel that's just fucking waiting. I'll be watching that fucking. I'll be watching. I'll be watching
different
for
now.
that red hand just as much as you are.
So you
Let me
try
tell
to kill
you.
people?
Let me tell you, that shit turns green and that red hand is up and your ass is still in front of me. You're fucking done. You are fucking done, son.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
happening. Woo!
Well, I'm glad we don't live in the same city. So, okay, but here's the thing, right? I lived on like one road, right? And if I crossed like through just like not streets where there were really cars, but like neighborhood streets, right? I would walk across one street and then I would be across the street from a grocery store, right? I would have to walk down like a half a mile to a crosswalk, cross the crosswalk, then walk back another half mile to the grocery store, and then go to the grocery store. And that's what you would do every time. You wouldn't just walk right across the road.
That's a lot, dude.
I would wait
grew
for
up-
traffic.
I
earlier,
grew up.
kind of.
I grew up. Kind of. This fucking
Kind of.
dude. I grew up though. Whenever I grew up in an apartment complex that was right on like a busy highway. 3 lanes per side.
Now highway's
So
different.
I had no option but to get used to that. So when we did move and shit like that, yeah, that's what I was used to. Was you go to the
Nah,
crosswalk, you wait for your fucking turn, then you cross, and then you go to where you're going. Because that's how you're
No.
supposed to do it. That's why crosswalks fucking exist in
I
the
would
first
also
goddamn
cross-
place.
I would be
is
that
to
person
give your
standing in
dumb
the
ass
middle of
a
the highway.
fucking spot to cross the fucking road.
On like a yellow line, you know, like you ever see that person who's just like waiting in the median to walk across the other half of the
See,
highway?
and they should get hit.
Cody,
That
Cody,
shouldn't even be a
Cody,
fucking
if you're-
question.
if you're
I
Cody, if
should
you're
be
walking
able
on
to
the street,
swerve
are you
like
walking
that
on?
guy
Are you walking
and
on the
keep going.
side?
Shut up,
Are you-
Chris.
Are you walking on the sidewalk or the road?
Well, if there's a sidewalk, I'd walk on the sidewalk most.
Then why won't you use a crosswalk?
Because okay, if it's like sidewalk,
Well, why?
right?
Why?
No. Here we go. I'm walking on the sidewalk, right? I come up to a T where there's a road. You know what I mean, right? So I'm here.
Yeah.
Here's a road. I'm not gonna walk all the way down, cross, and then come all the way back when I could just walk straight across. There should be a crosswalk there. If you want me to use a crosswalk, put more crosswalks.
Then start using crosswalks.
No, because they're inconvenient. They're
You
way
can, no,
over
Cody,
there.
Cody, no, Cody. You can't demand a crosswalk if you're not using them.
Yeah,
I use them
true.
if they're convenient for me.
No, they're
If
not.
it's like I can
they're not
walk a
convenient.
foot-
None of them
No,
are
No, but see,
convenient.
but let's see, that's the thing though. They are convenient to Cody whenever crosswalks literally take up like every fucking other 5 inches of the goddamn
If a
road.
crosswalk
So that
appears in front of my
he can
feet-
literally sit there and cross the road wherever the fuck he wants to, because the entire road's a crosswalk at this point. And then no matter what, the cars are at
That's how
fault.
I feel about it.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
road is the
100%.
crosswalk.
Exactly.
Now again, I'm not talking about highway. Even though I treat a highway the same way. I am talking about like you're in a city. No, the whole road's a crosswalk at that point. You need to be paying attention if you're driving.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Are we talking downtown area?
Yeah. Like if you're talking about a downtown area,
Because like I mean, across. No, you should be using a cross.
You should
Most
definitely be
definitely.
using a crosswalk downtown because of how much fucking cars
yes.
are going
it
through.
depends
One,
on the type
two,
of downtown we're
that's
talking
even
about.
worse. That's even worse.
No, any downtown area. Every downtown area I've been to has been exactly the same. Fucking people
But
drive like
that-
fucking
hear me out.
dickheads.
But hold on.
so-
But that fights that fights against you. There's more crosswalks downtown than anywhere else.
No.
There's more roads.
Look, listen, we're talking about two different things, kind of. Okay, so the city I live in, not going to be specific, but there is like a major downtown area where
I don't
there
give a shit
are
about that.
consistent crosswalks, and it's like, skyscrapers, parking garages, right? 4
what I'm
lanes
talking
of traffic. Then I will cross when I'm not supposed to, but I do generally use crosswalks because they're so consistent. But the area that I lived in, technically the way the city is structured, there were a bunch of towns around the city, and then they all just became the city at some point. Like there was a point where the city just went, all these neighboring cities, you're all just the same city now, right? Those like little areas, they still have like downtown areas, but it's like maybe 2 lanes of traffic on both sides, and the crosswalks aren't as frequent. Then no, all bets are off. I'm just walking across the street. It's kind of like a town versus like a big down, like like have you ever been in a downtown of like a town, not of a city? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like
Yeah.
that. If I'm in that kind of area, the whole road's crosswalk. If I'm downtown in like a city where there's 10 lanes of traffic, and I'm not gonna like run out across the street then, because like I just will die. But I will cross when I'm not supposed to, but I'll probably cross in the crosswalk. But that's because they're so convenient because they're everywhere. So I'm walking like a foot down the road to hit a crosswalk. Okay, fine, whatever.
So I want to hear the fucking
balances.
silent judge over here. This is goddamn I Watch Supreme Court podcast and shit.
I have like
I
85
watched
thoughts.
Here we are
Supreme
talking about
Court
law.
podcast.
Here we are
I
talking
listen
about
to Supreme
law
Court podcast.
for the
What,
first
is
goddamn.
Supreme Court podcast a podcast?
Yeah, apparently it is. So
Is it
No,
actually
I
called
listen. No, I listen to 2 or 3 that all like discuss the Supreme Court.
Oh,
I do not listen to one called the Supreme Court podcast.
either way, we
This was
spend
the first
so
thing I
many
brought up.
podcasts where you fucking are like, oh my god, we never talk about shit like the law because I fucking jump out of it. Here we go, Kelsey.
I mean, there's no
Supreme
way to
Court
have
Kelsey.
this fun conversation because the best part about this is roughly 15 seconds of frustration for Chris turned into just a screaming match for 20 minutes between him and Cody.
look, he thinks he's right, and that's just not the case. All right,
Bullshit.
not the case.
I follow the law. You don't.
There's
There's
a reason
obviously
why
a clear
everyone
way.
acts like you're wrong. It's because you're wrong. All right,
It's-
you
I'm-
know.
that was-
Cody, wait,
Brandon's on
Cody,
my
if you
side.
get if
I
you
don't know
Cody,
what
if you're
the fuck
walking
you're
across
talking
if you're not using a crosswalk and you get hit by a car and you don't get like the fucking hookup that you want, are you gonna be mad?
I'm gonna be mad if I get hit by a car, no matter what. There's no way to get hit by a car and be like, "Well, I deserved it."
No, if I no
But
no,
there
if I
is!
get hit,
There literally is!
but if you get hit by like a fucking millionaire or some shit like that and you're using a crosswalk, dude, that's money, big
Yeah,
money.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you're not using a crosswalk and you don't get it, you can't be mad about that.
Well, I can be mad about it. I just might not
No,
be
you can't.
on the
No,
right
no, no.
side of the law.
You
I was
can't
gonna say,
you can't
aren't
be
justified.
you can't be like fucking cops, whatever, fucking helping that guy out, this and this, whatever.
Oh, I'll definitely
can't-
be
you
like
can't-
that. There's not even a slim chance that I won't be super self-righteous. The moment a car touches me, I am gonna become just the worst kind of person. Oh, I'm gonna milk that for every little, and if no one listens to me, I'm gonna grow the story, you know. It's gonna be like, it's the 5th time I've been hit by a car now. It just keeps happening. Please pay attention to me, please.
Then the top comments about use crosswalk that whole.
It'd be me.
I also think this really depends on where you're at because
Yeah,
the places
exactly.
that-
I don't.
like, no, not the crux of the argument about whether or not you use crosswalks. Like that's not the part I'm paying attention to, but how people cross the road when they're not supposed to, because that is always going to happen. That will always happen. We just need to recognize they're human beings. It's going to happen. People are going to cross the road when they aren't supposed to. But the large
that's
cities
the
that I'm
problem.
used to,
That's the problem. You give people an out when you say shit like that. That is the problem. There should just be no. It would be different if you said whenever
Would you
people are
shut up and
crossing
let
the
me
road.
finish?
No, it would have been different if you said people are crossing the road when
I
it's
have been
hard for people to
silent
cross
for
the road.
20 minutes.
That's your fault. That's not mine. I don't give a fuck.
No, the big cities that I go to, people don't cross the road until there are no cars coming, and they will pay attention to the crosswalks unless there's no cars, in which case they're like, I'm crossing anyway because there's no reason for me not to. I'm respecting the spirit of a law as opposed to the letter of the law. And apparently in Madison, that's not the way people behave, and that's just a
Just
like
'cause Chris is
shitty
driving.
local culture
This is what we
issue.
need. Okay,
No,
you're
it's
right.
just
You're
Chris
right.
is driving
We
that.
don't need to hit people. That's fine. What we need to do is replace all of our roads with fucking panels that have sharp 8-foot fucking blades that come out. So that way whenever you're crossing the road where you shouldn't be, you lose your fucking feet. And then you're done. Then you're done. I guarantee you you're gonna roll your fucking wheelchair across that goddamn crosswalk next time. That's gonna happen. That's gonna fucking happen. That's what we need. Right there. Fucking justice. Then I ain't gotta worry about it. Because the law is out of my hands at that point. The law is doing it. I ain't gotta worry about it. Your ass is getting fucking chopped up by the fucking law. By the time you get to the end of that fucking street, Cody, you'll be goddamn fucking mincemeat, motherfucker.
No, okay,
Goddamn
look,
shish kebab on the side
let
of
me
the fucking
break down
road.
2 scenarios for you. Okay, so scenario 1, you're in a fairly busy area, right? Fairly busy roads, and there's parked cars along one edge. Then me as the pedestrian goes, I want to go over there. Now, what I don't do is hide behind a parked car, wait until there's a car about to hit me, and then jump out like onto their hood as they're running into me, right? I'm not saying I do that. But let's say I'm in an area where there's no cars parked on the street. I should be clearly visible. It's daylight. And there is no convenient crosswalk nearby. Now, maybe there's a crosswalk way down there, but I don't want to use it.
You already lost your valid argument.
Hang on.
It's already been lost.
And let's say there's a car that's
By
like
using the word
kind of
convenient.
far away.
You're choosing
And
to
I
use the
walk
word
out
convenient.
into the road.
Shut up, Chris.
I expect that car to not hit me. If it can see me and I'm not jumping onto its hood and it has not time, like, I'm not saying enough time to apply an emergency brake and skid to a stop. I mean enough time to just let off the gas and go, okay, he's getting across the road. That is right.
No.
That's where I'm like,
Completely wrong.
not
You lost
wrong.
that valid argument due to the fact that you used the word convenient. You said that it wasn't convenient for you. So right now you
Yes.
were telling me that
I am
because
inconveniencing
it
that
is
driver,
not
yeah.
convenient,
Yes.
you are now inconveniencing the driver, but you're interrupting
Yes.
traffic that you do not have the right of way to do because it wasn't convenient for you.
I agree with everything you just said. Yeah.
People like you are what is wrong with America. That's just all there is to that.
I just
You
want to be clear.
choose to break the law because it's not convenient for you.
How often do you speed, Chris? I'm saying anything over the speed limit. How often do you speed?
I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to that. But
All
guess
the time,
what?
right?
I can tell you
Every
right
moment?
now. I can tell you right now what I am
Every
paying
moment
attention
you speed,
to.
right?
What I
Literally
can tell
every
you,
time you get in your car,
what-
probably.
what I can tell you that I
Every
am
single
paying
second.
attention to is that I'm not driving on the fucking sidewalk. I'm driving on the fucking road because that's where I fucking belong, Cody.
Look, if
on the
I'm
fucking
walking,
road and not on
I'm
the
not
sidewalk.
a safety hazard. You have to be on the road because a car is a safety
Man,
hazard.
dude, you know what? It
I
would
can't
be
walk
really,
into someone and
It
kill
would
them.
be really
You know what I
convenient.
mean?
It would be really convenient for me to pop my car up on the sidewalk and bypass all these people at the red light so I can get to the fucking store that I need to get to faster. If the pedestrians are in my way, that fucking sucks.
I
don't know
have
what else
driven
to
on
tell you,
sidewalks
but
before.
this is convenient
God.
for me.
Cody, you're not winning any arguments at this point.
No, look, but I have driven on a sidewalk twice in the last, 2 years.
Why?
Well, the first time it was,
I'm so
I was
done.
trying to get to
I'm
a
just
construction site, and the entry to the construction site was snowed over. So I drove down to a roundabout, went on the roundabout, popped up on the sidewalk, and drove down the sidewalk to the construction site because I couldn't turn in through the snow. That was time number 1. Time number 2, my motorcycle ran out of gas and I pushed it up on the sidewalk and kind of got myself to the gas station that way.
The title of this episode is just going to be like, should you be able to run people over legally?
Just have me like smushed under a car.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure there's tons of fucking snapshots we can get of my fucking.
Do you
face
ever ride your bike on the road, Chris?
I don't own a bike, asshole, because I own a car and I drive it on the fucking road.
Have you ever ridden a bike on a road though?
No. Once again, I grew up on a highway, dude. I followed the rules, and now I follow them all the time. Because why? I don't want to die by a fucking... I'm the one that's not fucking reasonable. The one that's following the law. I'm the one that's unreasonable. Oh, fucking
The other two of you on this podcast, have you ever ridden a bike on the road?
Yes.
Did you stop at every stop sign?
Yes.
What is the matter with you?
No, I legitimately stop at
stop signs are to keep cars from killing things, not to keep bicycles from killing things.
Nope, bicycles are included in that law, and I also
know they're
like the
included
hand
in the
signals.
law.
I don't.
You do not use hand signals.
Yes, I fucking do.
Oh my gosh! You're telling me when we were at school together, the place we lived, you used hand signals at every intersection. And stopped at every stop sign.
I destroyed my bike very quickly and wasn't able to use it.
Well, sorry for bringing up a painful memory. I got my bike stolen a bunch.
Why?
Because I left it unlocked, and my favorite one was when I saw someone riding past me on my bike, and then I went and stole it back. I just watched this guy ride it up, get off of it, go into a building, and then I just walked up, rode it back home. Like, great, I got my bike back.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. Guys, I did something really cool this week, and I'm really happy about it.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about traffic law.
No!
Have you been paying attention?
Anymore. I don't want to hear Chris scream anymore. Guys, I went to an axe throwing bar, and it was super fun. Have any of you done this yet?
I've wanted
haven't done it yet.
I've wanted to.
So I'm sure we've all seen the YouTube videos of like people throwing it badly and it coming back at them and like knocking people out, and it's great and terrifying. I was truly terrified of that the whole time, but it was super fun, really entertaining, and I would highly recommend grabbing like 6 people and going. It was totally worth it. And the people I was with, they decided to take like one video of me, and it was the one where I actually got a bullseye with the dang thing, and I'm just like, yes! I'm really happy.
My office manager asked me to suggest, like, she asked the company that I work for to suggest possible company events, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, me and all of the people in the office were like, axe throwing, archery tag, paintball. We just, like, listed all this stuff, and she's just like, no, we're not doing any of that. Like, oh, come on! Archery tag would be so much fun!
Archery tag is amazing. I got somebody in the throat once. They did not appreciate it very much.
Damn.
Was that person my wife?
No, it was not. Your wife got a different injury that was very funny, and we're not talking about on here.
Oh.
Fair enough.
I don't think she would care. She got shot in the boob really bad, right?
Yeah, and it like bruised like the whole damn thing.
Yup.
She reported back after she got home and showed it to you, and apparently you were just like, damn.
It was pretty bad. It was like...
It was terrible, yeah.
Blue.
No, we were there for a bachelorette party, and I shot the bride right in the throat.
Cool.
Yeah. Not my best moment. As she keeled over, I was like, ooh, that may not have been a good thing for me to do.
The one time I put on a bachelor party, I was very specific about, like, the protection that the groom had to wear, you know? So we were airsofting, and I was like, okay, you gotta wear long sleeves, you gotta cover your neck, and you're wearing a mask. And the rest of us were, like, wearing safety glasses, or maybe, you know? But I was like, no, you have to wear a ton of stuff. If you show up with a missing tooth, I'm gonna get killed.
You would have been killed, yeah. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh.
I'm jealous, though. I really want to do an axe throwing thing. It's kind of expensive. Like, at least the ones nearby me are kind of pricey.
Oh, well, come visit me, and we'll all go, and it'll be great, because it's not very expensive here.
I got to learn how to axe throw whenever I went to a Renaissance fair.
Were you any good?
Yeah, actually. I was working, and this guy came in, and I had some fucking food out because we did sampling where I was working, and he couldn't eat anything because it was all pork and stuff like that. And I was like, oh well, hold on one second. And I went and made him something just so he could fucking eat it. And I was like, here, you just fucking take it on me. And he fucking took it. He's like, you know what? You're really fucking cool. He's like, I managed the axe throwing stand down at the fucking Renaissance fair. You should come fucking down there, and I'll teach you how to throw some axes. So I went down there, and he gave me like fucking free lessons and shit. And
Oh,
I got
that's
to
awesome.
throw axes
pretty
for about
cool.
pretty much like a solid hour. It's pretty dope.
So, are you better with like both hands, or do you one hand it?
One hand.
Yeah, no. I watched people try that because they're like, this looks cooler, and they were so dedicated to the aesthetic, not realizing like it made them really wobbly, and then they kept throwing the axe like this, like it would rotate in a way that was just not going to stick in the wood, and I was like, no, screw that aesthetic. Like, this is also scary. Me running at you with an axe over my head is also terrifying.
I think anybody running at anybody with an axe any kind of way would probably be somewhat terrifying.
Yes,
Yeah.
as it should be.
But
Unless, of course, they're crossing a street when they're not supposed to, in which case, just hit them with your car.
exactly, I agree. Glad we're all in agreement. And on that, circle back and transition, we are going to go ahead and end this here. If you enjoy this content, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, turn on the notifications, that way you get notified next time we upload another video. Hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts and views on anything that we talked about, but there were literally only fucking 2 subjects. So, axe throwing and running people over. That was all we talked about. So, any one of those 2 you want to chime in, fucking throw it down in the comments. Fucking hashtag Team Chris, hashtag Team Cody. I'm deleting everything that's Team Cody. That's just happening. But anyway,
That's fine. The truth doesn't need to be like supported on YouTube. I know what's right,
yeah,
and I live my life the way I want to.
short-lived. Anyways, so also hit us on our social media links that are down there, and we also have our Twitch links down there as well. But at the end of all this, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.